Dear students, welcome to this new session on active filters. Previously, we talked of low pass and high pass active filters. Today, we'll be talking of band pass, band reject and all pass filters. So these are the resources used: book by Ramakant A. Gaikwad, Op-amps and linear integrated circuits. Second book, design and with operational amplifiers and analog integrated circuits. So as already discussed, an electric filter is often a frequency selective circuit that passes a specified band of frequencies and blocks or attenuates signal of frequencies outside this band. Analog filters are designed to process analog signals, while digital filters process analog signals using digital techniques. So we will be talking of active filters. So elements used in active filters are op-amps and some passive elements, resistors and capacitors. This figure shows various filters, their pass band and stop band. We have talked of low pass and high pass already. Now in this session we will be talking of band pass and band reject filters as well as all pass filter. So band pass, a band of frequencies from FL to FH is allowed to pass and rest lies in the stop band. So in band reject, the band between FL and FH is rejected and rest from 0 to FL and FH onwards. These are the pass bands. The dotted line shows the ideal response and these lines shows the practical response of the filters. So this shows practical response, the bold lines. So in case of all pass filter, there is a phase shift between input and output voltages. So band reject filters perform exactly the opposite of band pass, and it has a band stop between two frequencies FH and FL. This is what we already discussed. So the frequency responses are shown and FC is the center frequency since it is approximately at the center of pass band or stop band. So figure shows the response of an all pass filter, and the filter passes all frequencies equally well, but the input and output voltages are equal in amplitude for all frequencies with the phase shift between the two. The highest frequency up to which input and output amplitude remain equal is dependent upon the unity gain bandwidth. So the figure depicts the phase shift. You can see this phi as phase shift. So at unity gain bandwidth, the phase shift between input and output is maximum. So it increases as a function of frequency. So firstly we will talk of wide band filter, and a wide band filter can be performed by cascading a high pass and low pass section, and it is generally the choice for simplicity of design and performance. So to obtain plus 20 dB per decade pass band, first order high pass filter and first order low pass sections are cascaded. For a plus minus 40 dB per decade, a second order sections are to be cascaded, or in other words, band pass filter depends on the order of high pass. And so here you can see we have the first order high pass section and the first order low pass section joined in cascade. So for the high pass section, this FL is the frequency, and for the low pass section, FH is the cutoff frequency. So we can see FH should be greater than FL, that the frequency of low pass should be greater than the cutoff frequency of the high pass when we have a band pass filter. And this is, you can see it from here also. So the simple high pass and low pass filters of FL equal to 200 Hz and FH is equal to 2 kHz are shown joined in cascade to get this frequency response. So the voltage gain of a band pass filter is equal to the product of voltage gain magnitudes of the high pass and low pass as they are connected in series. So this becomes AFT, that is the total band pass gain, where F is the frequency of the input signal and FL low cutoff frequency and FH is the high cutoff frequency, all in Hertz. So we get V naught by V in mod as AFT into F by FL over whole square root of 1 plus F by FL square into 1 plus F by FH square. So this is the gain equation for the wide band pass filter. Next we will talk of narrow band pass filter. So you can see here we will be using multiple feedbacks. So the filter uses only one op-amp. Compared to all the filter discussed so far, this filter is unique in the following respects. First, it uses two feedback paths. One is this and another one is this. Hence the named multiple feedback filter. The op-amp is used in inverting mode. You can see input is applied to the negative terminal. Generally, the narrow band pass filter is designed for specific value of center frequency and quality factor, or FC and bandwidth. So the circuit components are determined from the relationships where we can design C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C. So we get R1 as Q quality factor over 2 pi FC into AF. R2 will be Q by 2 pi FC into 2 Q square minus AF, and R3 will be Q by pi FCC, where AF is the gain of this op-amp and FC is cutoff, and AF can be given as R3 by 2 R1. However, this condition AF should be less than 2Q square. So another advantage of this multiple feedback filter is that its center frequency can be changed to a new frequency without changing the gain or bandwidth. This is simply accomplished by changing R2 to R2 dash. So where R2 dash can be written as R2 over Fc by F dash C square, where F dash C is the new cutoff frequency and Fc is the center frequency. Next one is the band reject filter. So here also we are having a wide band reject and narrow band reject filter. Band reject filter is also called a band stop or band elimination filter. So in this filter, frequencies are attenuated in the stop band while they are passed outside this band. So the narrow band reject filter is commonly called notch filter because it has higher quality factor, and the bandwidth of narrow band reject filter is much smaller than that of wide band reject filter. So the figure shows wide band reject filters where we are using one section of low pass filter and one section of high pass filter and a summing amplifier. To realize a band reject response, the low cutoff frequency FL of the high pass filter must be larger than the high cutoff frequency FH of the low pass filter. So this is the cutoff frequency for a low pass filter and this is the cutoff frequency for a high pass filter. So here FH should be greater than FL. So in addition, the passband gain of both high pass and low pass sections must be equal. So this is what are the challenges. Number one, FH should be less than FL, and second, the gain should be equal. So this is how they are made equal. They are given to the negative terminal of the op amp which is used as an adder. The narrow band reject filter is often called notch filter and is used for the rejection of a single frequency, for example 50 Hz power line frequency hum. This is most important for biomedical instruments. The most commonly used notch filter is twin T network. So here you can see a twin T network. So this is a passive filter composed of two T-shaped networks. One T network is made up of two resistors and a capacitor, while the other uses two capacitors and a resistor. The notch out frequency is the frequency at which maximum attenuation occurs. It is Fn equal to 1 over 2 pi Rc, where R is the resistance for this notch and C is the capacitance for this notch filter. Unfortunately, the passive twin T network has a relatively low figure of merit. So the Q of network can be increased significantly if it is used with voltage follower. So the frequency response of active notch filter is shown in this figure. So the most common use of notch filter in communication and biomedical instrumentation is for elimination of undesired frequencies, normally the 50 Hz frequency of the power line. To design an active notch filter for specific notch frequency Fn, we have to choose capacitance less than 1 microfarad and then calculate the value of R from the equation which is given 1 over 2 by Rc. For the best performance of circuit components should be very close to their indicated values. So an all pass filter passes all frequency components of the input signal without attenuation, while providing predictable phase shift for different frequencies of the input signal. When the input signals are transmitted over transmission lines such as telephone wires, they undergo change in phase. To compensate these phases, all pass filters are required. The all pass filters are also called delay equalizers or phase correctors. This figure shows an all pass filter wherein RF is equal to R1. So the output V0 is 1 over 1 minus J 2 pi FRC over 1 plus J 2 pi FRC into Vin. So you can see here the amplitude remains the same, but the phase changes. So the output voltage V0 of the filter can be obtained by using the superposition theorem, because one of the inputs is given to positive and another to the negative side. So V0 is minus Vin plus minus Jxc over R minus Jxc into Vin into 2. Now minus J is 1 upon J and Xc is 1 over 2 pi Fc, which we already know. When we substitute in this equation, V0 becomes Vin into minus 1 plus J over plus 2 over J 2 pi FRC plus 1. From here we know V0 upon Vn becomes 1 over J 2 pi FRC over 1 plus J 2 pi FRC. So where F is the frequency of the input signal in Hertz. So this is what shows that the amplitude real part is equal in case of output and input, and there is a phase shift between the input and output signals. You can see clearly here for this example the phase shift is 90 degrees. The above equation indicates the amplitude is unity. You can see V0 is equal to Vin throughout the useful frequency range, and the phase shift is a function of frequency. The phase angle phi becomes minus 2 tan inverse 2 pi FRC by 1. So where phi is in degrees, F in hertz, R in ohms and C in farad. This equation is used to find the phase angle if F, R and C are known. So figure shows above the phase angle of 90 degree between V in and V out. That is, V in lags V out by 90 degrees. So for fixed value of R and C, the phase angle phi changes from 0 to 180 degree as frequency F varies from 0 to infinity. If the position of R and C are interchanged, the phase shift between input and output becomes positive. This is when the output leads the input. So by this we have talked about all the filters, and in the next class we will be talking of oscillators and various oscillators.